Welcome to Everything Currency. This is a show where we talk about everything crypto and mo. I'm your host Jay, and today, first and foremost, I want to say what's up with y'all. Happy Monday. Today I want to talk about this entire crypto market right now. We are seeing a bit of a recovery, but you're probably hearing two different sides. Some people are saying, hey, this is a dead cat bounce, and some people are saying this is a V-shaped recovery. Me personally, I'm hearing more people scared and saying that this is a dead cat bounce. So I tend to like to lean the other way, what everybody's saying, but I want to get into some of these charts, actually talk to you about what is a V-shaped recovery, what is a dead cat bounce, and also I want to talk to you about what's going on with these altcoins and a couple altcoins that I picked up last night and what I'm going to do with those, whether it's a dead cat bounce or a V-shaped recovery. So if you're excited about that, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and share the video. Let people know this is the most chill community in crypto and also the most informative. So first and foremost, check out my website, Everythingcurrencycrypto. Got some cool stuff on there for you guys. But first things first, I want to look at this first, the fear and greed index. So this is telling me that people are still very scared. So when people are scared, as you know, for me it's like, yo, get fear of missing out. But first we need to talk about if it is a dead cat bounce, because a lot of people are scared that it could be a dead cat bounce. And what is a dead cat bounce? Basically the analogy is that, hey, even a dead cat will bounce if you drop it from high enough. So this is a high drop, the price will bounce and then continue on down. So that's what they're calling a dead cat bounce. Seen some news articles calling for it. Seen a couple YouTubers saying watch out for it, a couple people on Twitter. But with so many people talking about a dead cat bounce, I say, hey, this could also be a V-shaped recovery. Now what is that? That's when the price bounces down and then it comes up pretty quick. The last 2 weeks we've seen the price go down pretty fast. That, you know, a V-shaped recovery could be something that is also in play here. But let's just take a look at some of these charts and see if we can try to figure this thing out. So first things first, we got to look at Bitcoin. Right here we got Bitcoin on the daily. Now the first thing that I notice is I have the 34 moving average pulled up right here, and I've said before, hey, once we start getting below this 34, it starts looking bad. But I was more thinking that on the weekly. Now this entire bull market will be over if we get below the 34 moving average on the weekly, but we spiked below it, came back and retested it, and currently above it. So this week needs to drastically hold above this 34 moving average, or else Bitcoin is going to slap all of the altcoins in the face and say, we're going down, guys. So that's what we have to hope for when it comes to Bitcoin. Looking on the weekly chart, so by the end of this week we need to close up here. If I move this green line to where the 34 is right there, we need to close above 3600 this week. Now to me that seems like it's one of those things that could maybe happen, because the MACD is giving signs that it is curving around. But this MACD just barely struck bearish, which is also not good on the weekly. The MACD striking bearish on the weekly sent us down pretty hard. So hopefully this MACD starts to recover, or else it could be pretty bad. So this is something that I need to be very aware of, that hey, the MACD went to a bearish flashed a bear signal, and that hasn't happened in, you know, since the price pumped. But nonetheless, if I turn the MACD off and I pay attention to the moving averages, this is what we have. Going to that daily chart right here, we're below that 34, gotta get back above it. We might come back up and retest it. Now this would be the dead cat bounce that people are talking about. If the price came up here and then just came back down like to 30k and then bounce off of there, that will be kind of ugly for sure. If it's a V-shaped recovery, it'll go like this and keep going up and get above this 34 moving average on the daily. On the daily, more people tend to pay attention to the 21 moving average, so let me throw that in there, and I'll make it pink or purple, whatever. Do a brighter color, go with this purple right here. And you can see same thing. We need to get back above this 21 on the weekly for Bitcoin. Now, going to the total chart. This is the chart that I really care about when it comes to this entire bull run in general. And this chart is probably the most scary to look at for one reason. This MACD right here just struck bearish, and then we had this nice big dip of, that was a lot of money that came out of this market. That was a lot of money that came out of this market on this bearish dip on the MACD. So right now we found support on this block right here for the weekly. If I change this to the daily, this is where we are right here. But first, let's talk about the long-term overall bull run. We need to close this week above this. So tell everybody right now, we need to close this week very bullish, or else it's gonna this MACD right here is gonna say, hey, it is what it is, guys. We are gonna go down. Now, if we come down and test the bottom of this support right here, that's still gonna suck. That's about what, $1.37 trillion all the way down to $1.18 trillion. That would really suck. I think we're bouncing right now because this was a lot of money out of this market, and we needed to have some type of cool off rally, I would say. We were coming down too fast. When there's big pumps, there's big dumps, and when there's big dumps, there's big pumps. So that's what we're seeing right now. So I'm paying attention to that very closely. Going to daily, same thing on the daily. This support for me is very important in between $1.78 trillion and $1.33 trillion. Please, total market, do not drop below there in the short term this week though. The MACD looks like it's curving back around, getting some bullish signs over here this week for the MACD, and what that could do is also send us in some type of pattern when we come back up, maybe retest this line right here, which would show confluence with that 21 moving average. If we don't get above this line, then yeah, we need to hold this support right here. So let's hope this MACD cross could send us back soaring above this 21 moving average. Now, the one we all care about the most, and that is the total 2 right here. Looking at the total 2 on the daily, same thing as the total 1. It is looking like it's having some bullish signs on the MACD down here. Could give us a nice V shape, and could be a dead cat bounce depending what we're looking at. So I'm thinking that, hey, after examining these charts, on the daily chart, I could see a V-shaped recovery. On the weekly chart, I could see a dead cat bounce down to some resistance levels. So for me, I picked up some altcoins last night so that I could try to get a grip on some of the gains that I had on some of the coins that I didn't have stop losses. Always keep your stop losses in place. Right now, it's all about risk, or it's always all about risk management. Always keep stop losses in place. Don't get too confident, and don't feel like, hey, I could hold some of these coins through this, unless they are your long-term bags, like you're gonna leave them in a closet and never look at them for 5 years. So with risk management in mind, I went ahead and did some short-term trades on some coins that I felt like were going to be pretty bullish in this market. And the first one was DOT. Now, I've been talking about DOT for a minute, and we can see right here on the 4-hour chart, DOT had a nice V-shaped recovery, had a nice spike in volume right here, signaling like, hey, a lot of people want to buy at this level, creating kind of a bottom situation. Volume spiked pretty hard. It spiked pretty hard at the same level over here as well, so that's good to see. And then it had a nice recovery, got back above the 21 moving average on the 4-hour and the 13 moving average on the 13 moving average on the 4-hour. So I want to see it get above this 34. That's the last test for DOT. And if it doesn't, I'm going to have a stop loss very tight, because I want to make up for some of the losses of last week. And that means taking profit very tightly, because I bought down here and it spiked up pretty nicely. So that's just one coin that I'm looking at, and that's what I'm looking at pretty much on all of the coins that I purchased last night. It was DOT, Trias, and Luna. Trias is probably doing the best, so let's just talk about that one. So looking right here, we can see same situation as DOT, had a nice V-shaped recovery. Didn't get the volume to signify a bottom like DOT had, but it got some volume to signify, hey, we want to break above this 34 moving average right here, but we're getting rejected at the 200 moving average right here. Now this is what I'm thinking the entire market is doing right here, getting above some key moving averages and getting stalled at the main one, and that could signal this dip back down to some of these levels. Now as long as we stay above that 34 on the daily, then I'm a little bit more excited. But same thing with DOT on Trias. I got some down here at around 546, and I was able to ride it up to where it is right now, and I have my stop loss somewhere around $8.9 just to get some gains back. You know, we got to get some gains back in this market and keep those stop losses tight because we don't know what's going to happen. Personally, I don't know if these moves are artificial or not, but I can tell you what, looking at the news last week, it was very, very clear to me that something wanted to push this price down, and then today it was very clear to me that somebody wanted to push this price back up. Now let me show you why I came to that conclusion. I pulled up some articles that were pretty bullish today. Elon Musk says he talked to North American Bitcoin miners, sending Bitcoin price surging today. So he said spoke with North American Bitcoin miners. They are committed to publish current and planned renewable usage for blah 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 blah. Now, didn't I say this was going to happen? Didn't I say Elon Musk had a whole plan behind this? Him and Jack were going to try to get some people incentivized to start making Bitcoin more energy efficient. From Mr. Elon Musk himself, Jack tweeted right here, Bitcoin incentivizes renewable energy, to make a long story short of what Square Crypto was talking about. And Elon Musk says true. So hey, at the end of the day, long as Tesla still has some Bitcoin in their wallet, I think that they're bullish on Bitcoin. I could have sworn this was news already. I don't know why nobody was talking about it, but whatever. We seen that news come out today. They took 2 weeks to drop that. He took 2 weeks to tweet it. Last week he tweeted all about how it sucked, and today he decided to tweet it how it was better. Then it says Bitcoin is officially a new asset class by Goldman Sachs. He goes in on saying, hey, look, it's new, but people want it and people like it. So hey, look at that. Some more bullish news today for this price. Me personally, it's like, man, somebody wanted to dip the price last week and then buy, then they wanted to pump the price this week. You know, basically you've seen it. This week today we have a whole bunch of bullish news in the market, and then last week we had nothing but doom and gloom in this market. People are still very fearful right now. That's making me a little bit teeter towards the bullish side. So yeah, I'm a little bit more on the bullish side right now, while I see a lot of people being unbullish, but I do believe that, hey, there could be some downside after this bounce. Like in the short term, a lot of coins spiked up 60 to 50% today. There could be a correction from those spikes, and then the price could maybe go back down to the levels that they were and then continue up from there. But like I said, I gotta watch that total chart very, very closely, which is mostly made up of the market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I gotta watch that total chart and make sure it is still above the 34 moving average on the weekly, and that it gets above that 21 moving average this week. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the coins that I picked up, Luna, Trias, and DOT. Yeah, like and subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let me know if you want to get in the Telegram group. Check out the website, Everything Currency Crypto. Till next time, peace.